All right, everybody, here is the easiest, lowest gear requirement Banshee 13 team I could come up with. At first we were using Christie, but it was pointed out to me that you don't get Christie until you've completed Chapter 3. So we just dumped Christie off the team. We're going to 3-man this. 3-man this with brand new player gear. So first we're going to run 3-star Bernard. There's no super easy way to get Bernard except doing pulls, but you get so many pulls that by the time you've completed the hunt challenge and picked up Vivian, you'll probably have at least one Bernard. Don't worry about the imprints. That's not required. In fact, not much is required for Bernard at all. I've got him on 5 pieces of Goblinist gear. All you're looking for is speed main boots. You want Bernard to take some turns. If you can get speed set on him, that's even better to cycle his skills. That would be ideal, but I just put on him what I could. He's only got a single HP set and half of an HP set. I did go with an HP main ring and a neck. If you can get an HP ring on him, that would be even better because his barriers scale with his own HP, but I didn't have an HP ring, so I went with the defense one. I didn't have a Goblin gear neck. I've not actually gotten a single Goblin gear neck, so I just grabbed a random level 85 piece with kind of crummy subs on it, slapped it on there, right? 73 equipment score, it's not too impressive. Bastion of Hope does not need to be plus 30. Plus 15 works just fine. You can pick this up from the guild shop. By the time you're ready to do this, you should have gotten a pile of guild currency and be able to purchase one or multiples of these. Get it. My recommendation on Bastion, by the way, is don't do what I did. Don't go to plus 30. Take one to plus 27 and keep a second one at plus 15. Trust me, you'll be glad you have 2 of this artifact down the road. I'm stuck with just one of them, and it occasionally means I have to artifact swap. Again, he's a 3-star unit, easy to skill up. You definitely want to skill up his S3. This is him cleansing and granting immunity, and it's important that he cycles this, so definitely skill up his S3. His S2, this one's a little optional, but it will add to consistency. If you're having trouble with, your units dying, more barrier strength, the better. And this is a substantial boost to barrier strength, so definitely skill up the S2 if you're having trouble with survivability, but you probably don't need to go all the way. The further you go, the better he is. The S1, worth the skill ups for the healing, is all the way up to plus 6 at least. That last one for damage dealt, I don't know why I did that skill up, but there it is. Worth putting it into him. I know. It's a lot of freaking catalysts. I get that. Go farm unrecorded history, get a bunch of AP, buy yourself some catalysts. Bernard's worth skilling up. You can try running him without the Molagora, but... I'm sorry, you can try running him without the skill ups, but he's just going to run more consistently and better. If you're having trouble, again, with survival, it's probably because your guy in charge of keeping everybody healthy needs a little bit more love in his skills. Next, we're going to run Falconer Kluri. Falconer Kluri, I, again, put on as low-end gear as I could. Now, I did force a speed set. You do want her to be on a speed set because her passives heal you. Now, you're going to have to pick up normal green Kluri and go through her specialty change. Again, you'll get through her specialty change faster than you'll get through the hunt missions to pick up your Vivian. So I'm confident that by the time you are ready to do this, you're going to have a Falconer Kluri ready. Get her, do her specialty change. She is god tier for this. She doesn't need a lot. I put her on an effect resistance neck. I don't think it matters that much. I did put her on speed boots and a speed set because her passive healing is huge and I want her to cycle her skills. I picked this artifact up from the side story and it's a really, really nice artifact. If you don't have this artifact, you could run Justice for All, or you could put her on pretty much any knight artifact that protects her, keeps her alive. You could also put her on Proof of Valor to make her even harder to kill. With her self-healing and Proof of Valor, she'll stay alive forever. So world's your oyster on artifacts for these guys. There really is no wrong choice on artifacts for this fight. Now, Falconer Kluri is a 3-star unit, which means she doesn't take any Molagora to skill up. So you can go nuts with Stigma and Catalysts, but really, the only one that's needed is her S2. This is her passive healing every time she takes a turn, so you want to max this out. It's worth it, right? As for this, the cooldown and the increased chances, they're nice. You saw how much faster it went with defense breaks, so you should try to do this one as well. although it's less important than the healing one. And this doesn't matter at all. You can go for the extra 5% combat readiness, I guess, and extra damage is good, but 20% versus 25% is not a huge difference in this kind of a fight. And the damage, she wasn't really contributing to the damage that much, guys. And Vivian. Vivian you will pick up from the Hunt Challenge. Don't worry about the attack buff. I'm pretty sure an attack buff into Bernard and Flurry is not what's making or breaking this fight. Defense scaler and an HP healer unit. Vivian, once again, I took a whole bunch of Goblin gear. Well, actually, I took one piece of Goblin gear, but the rest is level 78 gear. By the time you do a few Goblin stages, you should have a complete Destro set, or have farmed a free Destro set. I do like the Destro set on her, but a speed set would work too. You just want to make sure she takes turns and has good damage. Go with speed boots, not attack boots. It'll be very tempting to put attack main boots on her, but you want your Vivian to take lots of turns. Make sure she's got, 85% crit chance is a guaranteed crit, so there's a 2% chance she won't crit. I had to use a crit... Oh, I didn't have to use a crit chance neck. I thought I did. I guess I had enough crit chance subs buried in these pieces somewhere. With the crit set, I guess that's what got her up there. So yeah, as much damage as you can load on her with pretty trash gear. There's nothing exciting about this gear, guys. 84, 68, 70. 84 is the highest equipment score on these pieces. If you can get her EE, get the second one. Don't worry so much about the main stat. Just buy a bunch of EEs until you get this middle one. That one's really nice for this. You will get the currency to buy EEs doing Adventurous Path or doing the missions. Anyway, you should have plenty of currency to buy EEs. Just pick up her second one from the Holo Trial shop. Get it on there. It'll really help with this. And you want damage on this girl, so use the Strawberry Cake artifact that everybody got a couple days ago. You don't have to level it to 30. I just did because I'm ridiculously stupid about getting extra attack. It works just fine at +0. Save your artifact charms for leveling a worthwhile artifact. Just run this at +0 and you're good to go. Vivian does take Molagora. You're going to get a pile of Molagora, and it's worth it to skill up Vivian's skills. You definitely want to cycle her S2. I'm sorry, S3. And her S1... I didn't even go nuts on these. This doesn't do a ton of damage, but the more you have into it, the faster you clear. The more you have into this, the faster you clear. I guess I could have skilled that up. I just don't use Vivian enough to matter. Damage dealing units almost across the board are +15 units. If she is your, if a unit is your solo DPS on a team, you'll probably want to press +15 it sooner or later. I know Molagora is precious, but Vivian's going to be used for a very long time on your accounts. Even when you get into one-shots, Vivian is going to be key for your one-shot units, so I would definitely run the skill-ups. And as for the third spot, we're just going to leave it empty, because that's how easy this fight is. Now, if you want, you can take a random unit that you are trying to friendship farm, slap it in this spot, and take all of this unit's gear off. The Banshee Sisters will kill it right out of the gate, and it's no longer a part of the fight, and then you can go back to leveling up, or finishing the fight off, and you'll passively friendship farm, or level up the unit in the front. So you can do this with the dual intent of farming a hunt, and power leveling and power friendshipping a unit. How nice is that, right? Make sure if you've got a hunt pet, that you got your hunt pet in place. This is the wrong pet. This one. One that gives you extra stuff from hunts, guys. Extra stuff from hunts. And then we start the fight. Flurry's just going to waste a turn putting a defense break on one of the brooms. It doesn't matter if it sticks. It didn't stick because, 15%'s a thing. Vivian's going to use her S3, and this is why that EE is important. That EE gives her a 50% CR push, so she shoves herself right down to the front of the line. She S2s and practically kills all the brooms. If you got a defense break off with Flurry, you would have killed all of the brooms on that first hit. Now we're on to stage 2, that fast. Banshee does her stuff. Flurry does her stuff with healing. You notice we've got immunity up on everybody between Vivian's S3 and Bernard's S3, you're going to keep immunity up pretty much the whole fight. There's more immunity to keep the poisons off us. Flurry gets 15%ed yet again on her defense break. Every time Falconer Kluri takes a turn, you heal a little bit. Every time Bernard S1s, you get barriers for your whole team. The two of them will keep Vivian alive nicely. Vivian reapplies the immunity and does enough damage to push us into the split phase. Everything gets stripped, and the Banshee sisters come out. We just gotta wait for Vivian to take her turn. She kills one Banshee sister. Flurry puts a defense break on this one, and oh, we didn't get 15%ed for a change. Now Vivian S2s, kills the first one, finishes her S2, kills the last two, and we're out of the split phase, and we don't have to worry about that ever happening again. Can you believe once upon a time they made us sit through that split phase twice? Now it only happens once, so we're smooth sailing until the end of the fight. Vivian reapplying her immunity and attack buff on everybody. So Banshee can't poison. More damage. More barriers. And a defense break, right? Defense break, surely? Surely? Hey, we got it this time. Oh, nice little dual attack there. This strip's unfortunate, but what can you do? Ouch. It's a good thing Bernard was here to heal and cleanse all of that stuff, right? And once again, immunity and attack buff. Vivian giving herself greater attack buff too. Man, that lets her dish out the damage. Defense break, please. Hey, there it is. If you don't get the defense break, you still clear. Just makes it go so much faster. Get him, Vivian. There you go. Full auto. But is it consistent? How consistent is this? Well, let's check. We'll run 10 of them. Alright, fingers crossed. I haven't tested this yet. Quick battle, go. Come on, Ras. You can do it. Oh, God, we're on blue stacks. This is going to be awful. There's one. Oh, my God. I can't stand blue stacks. Get on with it. This is worse than Ras leg day. So much like the Wyvern team I demoed earlier, there is a fail condition. It's possible that everybody just gangs up on Vivian and RNG can be against you, but 90% clear rate. And I really think that's way more than 90%. And this is a one-off, but you could improve the win rate on this by slapping another DPS up here, by slapping Christie up here for extra effect resistance, by slapping a Knight up here, by slapping an additional Soul Weaver up here. But really, 90% is fine. There you go. 3-manning Banshee with a 90% win rate, probably more. And 3-manning means you can power level a unit. You can power friendship up units. I don't know how much better it gets on pretty new gear. So what do you guys think? Pretty easy, clean, low gear Banshee 13 team for... I suspect by the time you're ready to put this team together, you're going to have better gear just from playing the game than I have on any of these units, and you're going to be even more consistent. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow with another free-to-play Hunt 13 team. Have a great one, Epic 7.